It's 9:36 on a frigid Thursday morning here on Delaware, January 27th. I mean, listen, it's the coldest time of the year. What do you want? But this is kind of extreme, too. We'll hop into some details on the forecast in a bit. Let's talk first, though, about what is happening surrounding the jobs market. How red hot or ice cold is it? Chris Burkhardt, Placer Staffing, helps us with that quite often and is doing so this morning. Hey, Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Pete. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, always love to. We are, I don't know where the time goes. We're almost a full month into the new year, Chris. What has Omicron's impact been on unemployment claims, would you say?
So here's what we know, Pete. In the short term, there's been a lot of volatility in unemployment claims. It's risen some, but this last week it dropped by 30,000. And what I've been able to figure out with this is that some businesses have had to close in the short term. And quite frankly, a lot of Americans have been homesick or caring for someone sick, like an all-time number, Pete, like almost 8 million. And if you're out sick and your employer does not have paid leave, then you can claim unemployment. So my sense is that there's volatility. It's going to go up and down. Obviously, Omicron is real. It's ongoing. But here's the biggie for the job seeker. If you're trying to get that role, then it's a real mixed bag. But if things have slowed for you, what we're hearing is that a lot of those that are in the decision-making seat to hire are dealing with all these COVID-related delays. So it's teammates that are out, it's decision-makers that are out, it's delayed interviews, it's delayed departments to help. So it's hurting hiring in the short term. And you'll hear as we talk, it's just a mixed message because it is a frigid cold day, but a red-hot job market. But just a tough, goofy couple of weeks here where it makes it hard to get stuff done.
Yeah, that's well put, Chris. We've talked a bunch over the past couple of years, had a lot of conversations about working from home and other trends in work, including flexibility as a benefit now for a lot of people searching for jobs. What trends do you see for 2022 and beyond, Chris?
Well, Pete, I'm clearly on my soapbox here because employers talk to placers every day about how can they win this war for talent. And I'm convinced it's simple. It's flexibility. It's the one thing the workforce desires other than pay. It's the most desirable benefit. And, you know, it's a mixed message, obviously. Omicron is still a thing. COVID is still a thing. People are coming back to the office in hybrid models. It's much less a percentage of everyone working from home. But over and over again, what we hear is if you could just let me go to the dentist, if you could just let me be home when I got to get the dishwasher fixed. All people want is flexibility to reduce the stress in their normal lives, and it's worth more than a lot of other benefits.
Yeah, it's really interesting. We have talked in the past, too, a lot, Chris, about playing a role as a coach to the workforce, as Placers does, and how the staffing industry has this opportunity to really be of great value to the job seeker. What does being a coach mean right now, and what advice do you have to those that need a little career advice as we speak this morning?
Well, this is a really good time to be an American worker. Wages are up, jobs are plentiful. You can quit a job, get another one, and I think it's going to stay this environment for some time, Pete. So Placers finds folks, they lack the confidence in that job search process to navigate. They find themselves in unprecedented times with so many choices. It's hard to be in demand. If you couldn't get an interview 2 years ago, but all of a sudden you got 5, it's hard to manage that. It's hard to treat all those relationships and companies well. And they do remember. So a good recruiter, and I'm really representing my industry beyond Placers, we're a conduit. We're a coach, and we can help you navigate, help you ask the right questions, help you figure out what you want and who you are. And then, of course, help you figure out the money questions. What are you worth? Help you, how do you ask for it? How do you get the offer that you want? So my industry has an opportunity. Yes, we are a broker, and we can help you access jobs and employers that you can't get to yourself, because the reality is employers can't fill every seat that they want, so they count on partners like Placers in the staffing industry. In reality, we are a really good resource to help navigate really unique times. And today, it's really hard to realize that you're so in demand. It's like job seekers are rock stars. And it's hard to be in the spotlight like that.
You know, I haven't asked you this, Chris, before, and I hope you don't mind me doing it now, but you brought up the money thing. And it is difficult for a lot of people who maybe are transitioning to another industry or another position within the industry that they're in to know what their value is. And it leads me down this path where there are so many potential employers that don't present their salaries to people that they are interviewing until, the very last thing. So in other words, when you write out that first resume, you don't know if this is a job financially you can do or not. What are your thoughts on that? Is that just, part of the scenario, or is it, are the smart ones putting up the figures early on, the smart employers?
Well, Pete, I don't lack opinions and perspectives, so I appreciate the question. And I think it is the answer will be of value. One of the fastest trends in human resources is to be transparent with salaries. Transparent when you post a job on the internet or when you list the job description. That is, obviously it's not at 100%, but some states are actually mandating it or legislating it. And so I see the value in it. That transparency shows that you got your act together. It shows that you're competitive. So that's one thing. I guess it's a challenge, it's a problem, is I see that the workforce thinks that the only way they can get an increase in salary is to leave and go someplace else. And that is true. But in reality, I think a lot of employers are open to that dialogue. And with inflation and, cost of living increases, I think employers are really looking hard at this whole salary thing to make sure that everybody needs to hold on to good talent that's experienced, that knows the job, that's skilled. And I think people should just ask. You don't need to leave to get more money. You just have to ask. And so this is a red-hot topic, and we spend a lot of time on it each day helping both individuals and employers navigate this.
Chris Burkhart's Placers Staffing in Newark, myplacers.com. You can find out more. Always love having you on, Chris, and today's no exception, and I appreciate the info, and we'll talk again soon.
Thank you, Pete. Have a great Thursday.
You bet. You do the same. Chris Burkhart, Placer Staffing here.